Man, what did I just watch? Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna get started here in just a second. I don't know what this was. I just watched. You would think I would be a little happier considering we did get the win, but um, 33-27 was the final score, guys. Let me get all my stuff situated here, uh, and then we're gonna get into this. Second, guys, getting situated. This is this is crazy. All right, guys, we get the job done 33-27. Oklahoma goes into Neyland Stadium in Knoxville, Tennessee, and gets the job done. I I don't understand. I don't. We'll get to that part because I know a lot of y'all are where I'm at right now with the ending of this game and how it transpired in in a fashion in which it didn't even have to be that. But let's go ahead and let's go ahead and get into the game because one thing that I don't want to see is I don't want to see Ben Arbuckle smiling at a press conference. I don't want to see anybody patting him on his back, telling him he did a good job. You gave me one touchdown. One. The rest of that was from the defense and the kicker being Superman, and then that last touchdown at the end where that didn't even have to happen. The game could have been over. The game was actually over before that. All right. Excuse me, guys. I've been yelling at the TV, so if I get hoarse, that's why I'm coughing. It's probably it just what's going on with me, guys. Oh my goodness. All right. Yeah, he should be investigated, man. Definitely. All right. Let me go ahead and get into my notes. All right. Let's start with how is Ben Arbuckle going to consider himself a good offensive coordinator, a good offensive coach, or quarterback coach, or whatever, when his quarterback's feet are all over the place? John Mateer is jumping to throw the ball, his feet are out of position. It's ridiculous. How are you going to tell me that he's a good offensive coordinator when his quarterback can't see the field? I'm watching wide receivers run wide open. I'm calling their name out as soon as they're open. I've never seen such an unorganized offensive play calling in my life. You know what I'm saying? But David, he ran the ball on first down in the first half. It was like he was running the ball just to say he ran the ball. because what he was calling, they were not coming downhill. A lot of times, Xavier Robinson at the beginning of the game was running parallel to the line of scrimmage instead of attacking the line of scrimmage. And all of it was fluff anyway, because in the first half, we'll go back to that in a second. Let's start with the first quarter of football. The first quarter of football, we talked about this before. You come out, you have your game plan, and you implement your game plan. You should have at least 3 series of plays, of drives that you want to accomplish, in which you're telling a different story in each one of those drives. That's what a good offensive coordinator does. I know, because I put together those drives. But let's talk about the first quarter. The first quarter, at the end of the first quarter, the yards were Oklahoma 34, Tennessee 186. Now, they got after the defense on the very first drive and went down and scored. And then they got after them on the second drive, but the defense held. So the defense, kudos for fighting. But we got some stuff for y'all to fix too. We'll talk about it in a second. Tennessee 10 points after the first quarter, Oklahoma 0. All right. Xavier Robinson in the first quarter had 3 carries for 11 yards. 3 carries for 11 yards. That's not going to get it. That's not running the football. John Mateer had a carry. But you know what Tennessee was doing the time where they were moving the football? Because they did have some success early. They were able to run the football a little bit before our defense really got to sell out, because they had them on their heels. Because Josh Heupel put together a brilliant game plan those first couple of drives to get his guys going. He was mixing it up. He'd have you out in spread, and he would still run the football. They had 13 carries by running backs for 43 yards, compared to our 3 carries for 11 yards. What do we always talk about? Winning the rushing battle. Because when you win the rushing battle, it allows your defense to sit on the sideline and rest and be fresh, because you're winning the time of possession. Guess what the time of possession was after the first quarter? I wrote it down. 4 minutes and 23 seconds for Oklahoma to 14 minutes and 23 seconds for Tennessee. That is plus 10 minutes. Plus 10 minutes. And you gave me 0. Way too many penalties on the defensive side of the football. We'll get to that in a second. Let's go to the second quarter. The second quarter, Xavier Robinson, well, we added 4 more rushes by running backs. But you know what? He reverted back to his old self. Well, not really, because he did it in the first quarter, because he was running the ball with Xavier Robinson and then immediately going to 5 wide. I don't know what that's all about. But we ran the ball 4 times in the second quarter with a running back. And Mateer had, he was 5 for 8 for 30 yards. But Tennessee ran it 7 times for 13 yards. Time of possession again. Now, going into halftime, time of possession is 10 minutes and 50 seconds Oklahoma, 19 minutes and 10 seconds for Tennessee. We chopped into it a little bit. But the time of possession is just way off. It's a good thing that our defense got us a touchdown. Because if we would have been dependent on Ben Arbuckle, we wouldn't have never been in this football game. Guys, with all the points that you see on that scoreboard, The offense really only gave us one touchdown. That was all the kickers work. And it wasn't because the offense was moving so great. The defense was getting you the ball back. And not only did they get you the ball back, they were returning the interception to put you in good position, to give you a chance to go and get points. But you didn't find the red zone until the second half. Discipline issues with the defense. Defensive back wise, on third down, we should not have people getting behind us, especially when it's third and 13, third and 14. I understand we got a young freshman at corner, and it's fine. You're gonna get some pass interference issues when they just throw the ball up and it's short and you're trailing and you got to catch up and all that stuff. But why are you trailing on third and 13? Why? Are you that slow? Corlin Gilroy, I know you're not that slow because you are a good cornerback and you are in on a lot of these plays. But on third down, money downs, we're getting way too many penalties for pass interference and just all kind of crap. Yeah, the third and long in which you standing 7 yards off the ball, the big tight end runs directly into you, and you just pretty much damn near tackling. Be a cornerback. What are you doing? But after the first half, we had 99 total yards to their 255. Like I told you, they almost doubled us up again in time of possession. But we're +3 in the turnover margin. That is the only thing that's keeping us in this game is this defense. The only thing. We get to the second half. Yeah, definitely they got to turn around and look for the ball. But when I'm coaching my defensive backs, I tell them unless you have your hand in that receiver's pocket, you bet not look. And that was the problem. He was beat, so he couldn't afford to look. He's got to do better, especially on third and long. You shouldn't have anybody behind you. Yeah, that's crazy, man. I don't get it. I don't know how he don't see that. SBN 91553. It's crazy, man. Let's go ahead and let's talk about. All right, halftime, guys. We got halftime, and we always talk about at halftime you have to make adjustments. And when you come out and you show me your first drive, that tells me the adjustments that you made. Forgive me, guys. That tells me the adjustments that you made. Let's talk about the first drive after halftime. Pass, pass, incomplete, incomplete, sack, punt. 5 passes and a punt. Somebody told this moron that he could reinvent football. I can't. I don't. I'm at a loss for words. I just I can't I can't do it with this guy. I can't. It's nerve wracking. It makes no sense. None of it makes any sense whatsoever. There is no way that you tell me you went in a halftime and nobody came and told you, hey, we're losing the time of possession. Hey, we need to get the run game going. Brent Venables, now I'm blaming you. because now you're showing me that you're just the defensive coordinator. When everybody else has been coming into my comments and they've been saying it, I've been sticking up for you because I love Brent Venables. But you're not, there's a dereliction of duty. Your job as a head coach. This makes no sense whatsoever. The fact that the game should have been over with. We're first and 10, less than 5 minutes left. And you let your offensive coordinator throw a pass on first down. Now I'm telling you, your seat is high. Because that's coaches are getting fired for way worse. And you gave life back to the University of Tennessee, and they got going again. Your defense, like, why the hell am I on the field? They should still be over there relaxing and celebrating. But your offensive coordinator thinks he's a genius. And you haven't told him yet that he's not a freaking genius. And he needs to play complementary football. The defense has already handed you the game. Here, coach, the game's over. Here. With your one touchdown on a game scoring ass. Got to be reading Coaching for Dummies. Because this offense is pack a man tight and run the ball. Spread them out and throw the ball. I know I'm calling out your plays the whole goddamn game. I'm sitting on the sofa calling out your plays. You're reading Coaching for Dummies. There is nothing to this playbook at all. It's basic as hell. There's no wrinkles. There's no story being told. It's pick a play out of damn hat. Player of the game, Tate Sandell, MVP, absolutely. Absolutely. That is an amazing performance by that young man. I think he had 3 50-yard field goals, 55, 51, 51, and he had another. I gotta go look at it, and I will. Um, I got it right here. Tate Sandell 4 for 4, long of 55. 51, 51, 55. There's NFL kickers not doing that. That's a hell of a job by that young man. And I know I shouldn't be this riled up because we did just get the win, but I don't want people telling this man that he did a good job. There should be a meeting in coach's office with just Ben Arbuckle. Brent Venables, you cannot tell me that you are this goddamn nice to where you're just letting this young offensive coordinator just do whatever the hell he wants to do. And if that's the case, you got to go. If you can't control your football team, if you can't control your offensive coordinators, it's time for you to go. I hate to say it, but it's time for you to go. And I don't know who we could go get. I don't even know of any more Oklahoma guys out there. But this, the morale of this football team can't handle this, and I know because I've been a player on teams where the offensive coordinator was very incompetent. It takes a toll on the players. Their body language changes. They still got to go out and do their job, but the body language of the football players change when they have no faith in the coaching. And I'm pretty sure all of them love BV, but it's his job as the head coach of this football team, the person that's in charge of not just the defense, but the offense and the special teams, to bring his offensive coordinator into his office and chew his ass. And let him know that these numbers are unacceptable. Because every time you come in the press conference, you want to read us numbers. You got all the numbers in the world except for the ones that matter. If you're so damn good at numbers, when are you going to figure out these Russian numbers? Because one thing about Xavier Robinson, the more opportunities you give him, the more he is going to break a long run. And I'm sorry, but at the end of the game, you run that football in. I don't play scary shit. I'm not for the I'm not gonna run it in because they might score. No, you make them execute. That's football. You go damn score instead of letting John Mateer get the damn rushing touchdown. So we can praise, so all the fake YouTubers can praise him all week and say how he did a good job and how we got him going in the run game, and that's how we won. Y'all go look at these other channels and watch this nonsense they gonna say. I promise you that's what they gonna say. Because Kirk Herbstreit was on the telecast saying it. He don't know what the hell he talking about. 104 yards and penalties. That's discipline. That's discipline, guys. Some things, some penalties you're gonna get, some holdings you're gonna get. They called a holding that I just completely disagreed with. Um, I think it was called on Fasusi. It was a terrible holding call. I want to give a shout out to Taylor Wine. I pay attention to the little things. Taylor Wine in for this team is our Ethan Downs. I don't know about y'all, but I love Ethan Downs. He didn't get enough kudos for what he did for the University of Oklahoma. Ethan Downs was always in the right place. He was always setting the edge. He was always around the ball. He might not have had the crazy sack numbers, but Ethan Downs, he was a man child for us. And Taylor Wine, I'm starting to see a lot of the same things from him. So I wanted to give him his kudos. The Tennessee offense schemed up some stuff and they were able to move the ball, but towards the middle of the game, when it really mattered, the meat of the game, the defense settled down. They got turnovers and they got stops. Because when the game started, it didn't look like we were going to get very many stops, but they got stops. Go to this box score real quick. Um, they stopped them 0 in the second quarter. They gave up a touchdown in the third, and then that touchdown that shouldn't have never happened because they shouldn't have even had the ball with a chance. But we gave it to them. We gave them a gift. John Mateer was 19 to 29 for 0 touchdowns and an interception. We ran the ball 35 times. We almost got there. But John Mateer has 16 rushes when Torrey Blaylock could have had 15 of those. So at 35 rushes, Xavier Robinson having 16 rushes for 115 yards, 7.2 yards average. Why he don't have 25 carries? And then you give another 20 to 15 to Torrey Blaylock. Under Brent Venables, we are undefeated when we run the ball 40 plus times a game. There's your numbers, coach. The numbers that you love to spout off after every win. Somebody put those numbers in his email. Text it to him. Let him know. Because this uh, it's not gonna get it, man. It's not gonna get it. Uh for you guys that said we were gonna go winless the rest of the way, I understand. I understand you're upset. But I told you we got at least two more in us. we don't want to We still won in Knoxville. Did you see their faces? Oh my god. Oh my god. It won't be nobody from Tennessee coming in my YouTube channel telling me OU sucks. They ain't gonna be doing that. We got us one, guys. We got us one. But the same way that we won at the beginning of the year, when we were winning, and I told you guys, winning is good. But when you win in a bad way, which is kind of really what this was, it doesn't translate to wins in the future. You cannot lose the rushing battle and the time of possession and get a win on a regular basis. That's why Brent Venables has the 6-7 record that he has. That's why his total record is what it is. 12, 14, 22, 9. That's wrong. But that's why his record is what it is, guys. Because we haven't figured it out yet offensively. And I've said it over and 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 over again. It's on BV. He's got to take charge of it. He's got to take charge of it. That's his job. And I can understand if it was something different every week, but if you go back and you look at everything that you're doing, how do you not see that when you don't run the ball, you play bad, and when you do run the ball, you win? Nobody comes within a touchdown when you run the ball 40 plus times a game. We have won the game by more than a score every time we have rushed the ball 40 times. And I gotta come on here and say this mess every week. Why? Tennessee offensively is a good team. We knew going into the game, we knew that. And we also knew that they couldn't get off the field on third down. Well, you know what we do? We make defenses look good. That's what we do. We make everybody's defense look good. We made Auburn's defense look good. We made Tennessee's defense look good. We made Texas defense look good. We got a bye week. We had a video when we had the last bye week, and we talked about the offensive coordinator taking some time, doing just looking and going through your numbers, because as an offensive coach or even as a defensive coach, there's your lifeline: numbers. Everything is numbers. Your parents told you this when you was little: get good at math, because numbers is everywhere. Numbers takes care of everything. You don't need chat gpt to tell you to run the football. All you got to do is look at the numbers. But I told you guys when he was hired that this is not who he is. He is not a run first coordinator. First and 10, less than 5 minutes. On the other side of 50, about the whole score. He called a pass. We'll run two scores. He called a pass. So John would go here and tell me he'll run first coordinator. No, he not. No, he not. Mm-mm. Never was. Never will be. We just gotta hope he finds another job. I don't think he's gonna get fired. He should be fired. I know we only got 2 losses, but if we don't have the defense that we have, it takes a if it takes us to have a national championship defense just to get to 8-4, there's a problem. We have a national championship defense, and everybody is getting on there talking about you're gonna be 8-4 because of your schedule. And y'all been following me for a while. Y'all know what I say. I don't give a damn about the schedule. The schedule ain't the schedule ain't scaring me. Because the way I see it, if we had a better offensive coordinator, we'd be undefeated at this point. We'd be the number 1 team in the nation, or number 2 behind Ohio State. They still running the football. You think it's a game? I'm about to get off here, guys. I know y'all want to go to bed. It's Saturday night. I'm up. I'm about to just be uh drilled into college football all night. This is my Saturday night. This is what I love to do. Um Ohio State, 32 rushes. They won the time of possession. They won the rushing battle. 164 rushing yards. It's not hard. Yep. We knew they was gonna beat them anyway. But that's what good football teams do. They play great defense and they run the football. So just to give you an idea, and then I'm gonna get off of here, guys. Ohio State on the season, the number 1 team in the nation, has 205 passing attempts, 232 rushing attempts. It's not rocket science. They ran the ball more than they threw the ball last year, and they are the defending champs. It's not rocket science. When Georgia was on their run, they did the same thing. When Alabama, Nick Saban was um, still at Alabama and they had their dynasty and their run of their national championships, we all know what they did. They ran the football. And when Lane Kiffin was at Alabama and he called himself running the football too much, throwing the football too much, Nick Saban got in his ass. When Sark was at Alabama, Nick Saban got in his ass. And now those coaches understand the importance of running the football. Offensive coordinator, you need either somebody from Nick Saban's tree, a national championship winning offensive coordinator, or an NFL guy. Anything less than that is not going to get us to where we need to be, and that's a national championship. I'm gonna read a few more of these comments. I'm gonna get out here. Hey, Hall of Fame, yes sir. Let's definitely do it, man. I would love to go on another platform. I hope I'm not too brash for your platform. I get a little riled up, man. I'm a former player, man. I still deadlift 450 and squat 400. I'm that's just me, man. I get after it, bro. I'm 46 years old. I hate I can't play anymore, but I love to get after it, man. I love it. I love this game. I love this team. I love doing the YouTube thing. I love you guys for coming in, giving um, the great words of encouragement, man. A lot of guys leave comments that saying that I'm their favorite channel and stuff like that, man. I that means a lot to me. I'm not one of these guys. If I ever see you guys out in public, man, I'm I'll talk to you. I People stop me on some random stuff, want to talk about football all the time, and I love it. I'm not that person that's gonna ever act like I'm too good to interact with other people. Arbuckle was dumb in this game. Actually, can't believe it, man. We are so blessed to win this game. We were, Danny Dimes. We were, man. We're blessed. Um, if I'm an incoming running back, and I know it's been over, and I said that. Why would a running back come to the University of Oklahoma? I wouldn't want to come to this school. Between Gavin Sawchuk and all the other running backs that we've had within the last 3 years, I would not want to come to school here under no circumstances. We don't run the football. You got a big running back that's running through tackles and averaging 7 yards a carry. He only got the ball 15 times. Your quarterback had 15 rushes. Your quarterback had the same amount of rushes as your 240-pound running back. The slant pass was terrible. Yeah, you can't throw the ball there. Best OU channel out there, not even close. Danny Dobbs, I appreciate that. I do, man. Um, and I know, and like I said before, guys, a lot of times, and I'm not gonna blame a lot of the channels for the way that they approach it. Okay, those guys approach it because they do have press passes, and they are asked to come to um, the field and stuff like that. They ain't gonna ask me to come to the field, calling Ben Arbuckle board. Maybe I gotta tone it down some, man. Oh, bro. Oh man. Well, but it is what it is, man. I'm me. I'm about as fire upable as fire upable as Coach BV, man. When I'm coaching, I'm the same way. I get after it, man. I get after it. Arbuckle is the state spot. I hope he gets that job at Oklahoma State. I hope he does. I hope he does, man. I hope he gets that job at Oklahoma State. Um, I hope that I'm not gonna say I hope that what's saying gets fired, but if South Carolina decides to fire their coach, I hope he decides to come back to the University of Oklahoma because when he was on our offensive staff, we were doing some things. And I'm talking about Shane Beamer. Um, Stay cool, brother. Yes, sir. Definitely will. Definitely will. Hey, I appreciate y'all for coming out, listening to my rant, giving me some feedback in the chat, man. It always helps. Um, I am going to drop a video tomorrow. Once the highlights, I saw the highlights were already released. I'm going to do another video in which I just kind of not react to the highlights, but I am going to kind of put together a script so I can talk about them and just go into a little more detail. I don't know. Where do we go from here? Do we get better? This is what we have, guys. This is as tumultuous as this season is. This is the 2025 season of Oklahoma Sooner football, and this season it's gonna be remembered, man. It's gonna be remembered. Last season was a wash. Even losing the Navy in a bowl game, that's a stain, man. You don't lose to Navy, but that was a stain. And then we come into this season with all the hopes in the world, having everything together. It just hasn't happened, man. Uh, but like I said, I'm not saying that we're gonna lose the rest of our games. I don't believe it. We got to get ready for Alabama. If we don't run the ball 40 times against Alabama, they need to fire everybody. Everybody that's in charge. Offensive coordinator and head coach. Everybody needs to go. If we don't run the ball 40 times against Alabama, I don't care. I don't care what anybody thinks. I don't. If it worked last year, it'll work this year. It's the same coaching staffs. And this is a gotta have it game. Because if we rush the ball 40 times against Alabama and we go into Tuscaloosa and get a win, we come back home and we got Missouri and LSU. We can beat Missouri and we can beat LSU. This is a must have game, guys. But if we lose to Alabama off of a bye because we didn't run the football, we're probably going to lose another one. There's the end of our our chances of playing in the playoffs. That's the next step, coach. You got to get to the playoffs. So we need 40 plus rushes. We'll get into that later in the week, man. I hope y'all enjoyed the content. Comment, like, subscribe. You already comment. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff. If you're not subscribed, man, just hit it, man. It don't cost you nothing. It's free. It's free. Just